We noticed that about 2 years into her high school, she stopped smiling.
Looking back, Gretchen Jacobs says the signs were there, but she never imagined her daughter Ava, who has autism and is nonverbal, was being sexually abused at school.
Thought back to the time she was crying when I was taking her to school. She did not want to go to school, which is not like her at all.
In November of 2021, Nicholas Allen Claus, a teacher's aide at Chaparral High School, was arrested for sexual misconduct with a special needs student, later identified as Ava. He pled guilty in the case and took a plea deal.
I want to do everything I can to prevent other families from suffering what we've gone through.
That's why Gretchen says she is pushing for change at the state capitol. Right now, state law requires school administrators to complete a background check on potential employees and attempt to contact prior employers. But Gretchen believes school districts aren't following the spirit of the law, not making a good faith effort to talk to previous employers to avoid liability if an employee does commit a crime like child abuse.
Found out that there's immunity for schools or all public entities if an employee of the public entity commits a felony, unless the public entity had actual knowledge of their propensity to commit this crime.
She points to a case in southern Arizona where the Tucson Unified School District hired a teacher's aide who had naked pictures of a student with special needs on his computer. The student's family sued the district for negligence, claiming the district failed to actually communicate with the aide's prior employer. That employer reportedly fired him for sexual abuse. However, a court ruled the district was immune from liability.
They said because the school never contacted the prior employers, they had no knowledge that he was a predator, and so the school is immune. And so to me, I realized that that's kind of a bad incentive to not do the due diligence.
SB 1435 would permit parents to sue school districts for failing to reasonably investigate or take reasonable action on an alleged violation of a written policy relating to the well-being of a child.
The goal is to change the behavior so that instead of being incentivized not to check references, that they are incentivized to check references.
But not everyone is on board. Some Democrats on the House floor today discussing the bill say it does not prevent abuse and makes it nearly impossible for schools to be insured.
My biggest priorities down here is to ensure the protection and well-being of children. But I think it's disgraceful to force bad policy into law, and I think this bill in its current version is incredibly problematic.
Meanwhile, Gretchen is suing the Scottsdale Unified School District, claiming the school did not reach out to Claus's prior employer before hiring him. However, the district says it did, and Claus passed a background check and did not have any prior charges. As for SB 1435, it passed in both chambers, but was sent back to the House for lawmakers to make amendments. We will, of course, keep you updated on what happens next. In the newsroom, Emma Lockhart for Arizona's Family.